Debt is a four-letter word for most people. There's good debt and bad debt. So if you only have bad debt, which I classify student loan debt as bad debt, if I get into trouble as a businessman with debt, I can declare bankruptcy and I'm clean. But the trouble with student loan debt, you can't do that. You know, it hangs around your neck for the rest of your life. Again, it goes back to the financial statement: income, expense, asset, liability. So if you, let's say I'm going to buy, everybody says I'm going to buy a house, and everybody says my house is an asset. That's not true. Your house is a liability. I don't care if you have no debt on it or not. A house is a liability. Same as if you have a car. A car is a liability. And the reason for that is, as we talked about earlier, the 6 words that are basics of financial education, financial intelligence: income, expense, asset, liability. And the 2 other words are cash flow. So when you look at the average person, they have a job, money comes in here, they pay for their house, and the money goes to a bank through a mortgage. So it's not an asset because the cash is flowing out. So it's a liability. So the definition of liability: does it take money from your pocket? And for an asset, does it put money in your pocket? So when I have a rental property here, it puts money in my pocket. So if I live in the house, it's a liability, because even if I have no debt on it, I still have taxes, depreciation, repairs, and upkeep, insurance, and all this. When I rent a property, I've done a good job buying it and structuring it. Every month it sends me money. So I started off when I was 25. I had a little 1-bedroom condo, and it put 25 bucks in my pocket. It was a start. So this was good debt. You see, the debt also went out and paid, but it also put $25 in my pocket. So net, I was making money from my little house. So today, my wife and I own 6,500 of them. And every month, 6,500 houses put money in my pocket. My people who live in them love me and all this because they have a place to live. But all of this comes from debt. And what makes it good debt are the 2 most important words: cash flow. So I don't work for any of this money here. I do this job once, set the deal up. Every year I add more and more and more of it. I'm borrowing money from here. It's coming here and going this way. So the debt is putting money in my pocket, and bad debt is taking money from my pocket. So the problem is, if you're going to use debt, you've got to be much smarter than this person here. So it has nothing to do with real estate, it has nothing to do with a car, nothing to do with student loan. It has to do with these 2 words here. So good debt, again, is debt when I borrow for this and it puts money in my pocket. If I had a car and I borrowed money from it and somebody rented from me as an Uber driver or something, and it put money in my pocket, it would be an asset. My wife and I have a boat. And most boats lose money, but our boat makes money because it's in a charter. People rent my boat all the time. If you're going to be successful, whether you're an employee or entrepreneur, you've got to control the direction of your cash flow. So look at most people here, we've talked about it earlier, they get a job and the cash flows out here, goes to the government, called taxes. Trump doesn't do this, I don't do this legally. The reason is because we're entrepreneurs, not employees. Employees have this, entrepreneurs don't, because it's a type of asset.